Hey, everybody, my name's Cody Meyer, coming at you live from Fargo, North Dakota, and Seattle, Washington. We are the Leads Geeks. So today we are doing our daily role play, and we're going to be role playing Just Curious calls, that Just Curious objection. So with me, as always, Eric Haig, Ryan Dorheim, the big man himself, Papa Jim Renfro, and bald and beautiful Mr. Pete Kirby. So Jim, tell me a little bit, why is this important? Why are we doing this role play?
Yeah, so, I would say 70 or 80% of our calls when we first make them, when it's a new lead, you say, hey, are you just curious? You're thinking about, buying in the near future. And 70 or 80% of them say, hey, I'm just curious. I'm just looking. And so it's really important for us, to really break down that call and finding out, well, why are you curious? Why are you just looking? Because this is going to be a majority of ISA calls, and you have to know how to dig deeper and really find out people's true motivation. So I think today what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Pete a call, or excuse me, Pete's going to give me a call. I'm going to act like a potential person that just signed up online. And basically we're just going to discuss, if I'm serious or what's going on. So with that, Pete, why don't you give me a call?
Ring, ring.
Yeah.
Hey, is Jim there?
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, Jim, this is Pete with Hatch Realty. Saw that you were online checking out a few homes. Was just seeing if you were curious or if there's something we could help you out with.
Yeah, I was just looking.
Okay, nice. What has you looking today?
I just wanted to see what the market's like.
Okay. You thinking about moving soon, or what's the reason for checking out the market?
Yeah, I'm just kind of sick of renting.
Sure. How long you been renting for?
Oh, gosh, about 4 years.
Okay. Yeah. So looking forward to just start building some equity instead of putting money in somebody else's pocket.
Yeah, I'm just kind of sick of living here.
Okay. You live by yourself, or you and the family looking to get a home?
No, just me.
Okay. What kind of home is it that you're looking for? What are you hoping to find in a new house?
I just want something peaceful.
Okay. So peaceful, like not a lot of neighbors, lots of land. What do you mean by peaceful?
Yeah, just I'm just kind of sick of sharing walls, so something a single family that I can afford.
Okay. What do you do here in town, Jim?
I'm an electrician.
Oh, nice. How long you been doing that for?
About 4 years.
Okay. I consider myself somewhat handy, but when it comes to electrical stuff, that's the one thing that I always call somebody, because I'm always afraid of knocking my ass on the floor when I mess with electrical stuff.
Yeah, I highly recommend not getting electrocuted. So.
Okay. Have you had a chance to speak to a bank yet about getting pre-approved?
I talked to them about 6 months ago, and we were good to go, but I couldn't find anything I liked then.
Sure. Okay. Well, so you're looking at not renting and not sharing walls. How big of a home are you looking for? How many bedrooms and bathrooms?
I'd like at least a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. In case I have guests, my family comes sometimes, so I don't really want to share stuff.
Sure. Is there an area of town, or West Fargo, Moorhead, that you want to try to be in or not be in?
Fargo.
Anywhere in Fargo works for you?
Yeah, pretty much South Fargo, so I can be next to work.
Sure. Okay. If you've been renting for 4 years, are you on a month-to-month lease now, or when's your lease up?
Lease is up in March, and then I can go month to month.
Oh, okay. So, perfect scenario for you. Are you hoping to find a place by March, or what's kind of your timeline, or when are you hoping to be in a new place?
I'd like to be in before fall.
Okay. So awesome that you've already talked to a bank to get pre-approved, Jim. Looking to get out of renting and getting some of your own space. The start of the new year here, there's going to be more and more homes that are available. What I've done for a lot of people is just have you come in, sit down with one of our agents, and just kind of figure out exactly what it is you're looking for, and help set up a game plan. And then that way we can get you in a few homes when they pop up that you like, and keep our eye out for you and make sure we get you in a home that fits your timeline. Is that something that would work out well?
Yeah, let's pause there, Pete. Cody, what was your feedback so far?
So I thought it was really good. Pete, you did a good job with mirror and matching. I think we could have dug a little bit deeper on sharing walls and stuff. I mean,
Yep.
Kind of getting into that pain point a little bit, but I think you got down to the answer at the end of the day, and that's what's most important. But no, it was a good call. Good job, Pete.
Eric, what about you?
Got to figure out how to unmute it there. I thought it was good. You immediately recognized that Jim was answering with that higher D, and you matched it. And you weren't talking too much, asking lots of good questions, getting past that initial just curious conversation or objection. But yeah, same as Cody, I think you could have worked the pain and emotional aspect of it. Someone who's currently living in an apartment, I know how obnoxious it is to have loud upstairs neighbors. So I think you maybe could have pried into that a little more, shared walls stuff that he was talking about.
Yeah. Ryan, what about yours?
I really like the fact that you got his timeline in there. In fact, you got the big timeline, not only when his lease is up, but also when he wants to be someplace. So I thought that was pretty important, especially when working with the D, just sticking to the main points. So I like this one.
Okay. Pete, here's giving you my feedback. Everybody else is pretty nice. I thought you went for the close way too quick.
Yep.
It was a mid D. It wasn't very hard. So I had said a couple of things. One, I was sick of sharing walls. I wanted somewhere peaceful. I think you really could have dug into that a lot more, and that probably would have ate up 3-4 more minutes, which would have really solidified that relationship. And then when you went for that close, I think you would have got it really well. I think this is a good illustration of you can do everything right. They're pre-approved. They want to buy. They're ready to go. I think we might have just gone for the close a little too quick. So
yeah, pretty much the only thing that I made a somewhat connection on was the electrical,
Yep.
in just getting a little bit more friendly with what his job is, but for me, not a lot of red flags. He had talked to the bank, but not pre-approved, and his lease was coming up. But definitely that was a great call, and I would say, probably 8 out of 10, he's going to show up for his meeting. But if I would have gone a little bit deeper and shared a little bit more of the emotional, it would have been 10 out of 10, with no doubt of him coming in and us booking him.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. The one thing I would say is the important thing is I gave you 3 pretty BS reasons I was online to start with, and you kept digging, which I think is the main point of this right now. This is obviously our first call. It's going to be pretty short. It's not going to be very in-depth. It's just give you guys a little taste of what we do every day. But really, the main feedback I can always give to people is dig deeper 3 times. So, I'm just curious. Why are you curious? Well, I'm sick of renting. Well, why are you sick of renting? Well, I want something without shared walls. Well, why do you want something without shared walls? What's going on? And let them open up and hear about their terrifying neighbors and how they hate it or whatever else, and form that relationship, and then you can really just move on from there. I think if you would have done that, Pete, you would have, when you did do the close, it would have been fine.
Yep. Yeah, and I to be honest as well, I asked either 2 or 3 questions to get past the curious, but you were actually a lot nicer than most people who are on the phone. Not that they're going to be overly mean, but they'll stick with the just curious or I'm just looking for longer than 2 or 3 sometimes.
Yep, exactly. And I think that's the main point is, try to dig 3 deep on any answer you get, especially during the first probably 3 or 4 minutes. After that, their wall is down and you can have a little bit better conversation. So I think this is a good example of that, and a good example for a first call.
One other thing, the just curious is a common answer for people, but there's going to be a lot more people now coming to the new year, at least for us, and I'm assuming it's the same in other markets. People are really going to start jumping online and looking at houses because their timeline is going to be coming up where it's the spring, summertime. So every person you're talking to is somebody who could potentially be buying in the next 3 months. So be patient and dig deep, and you can book them.
Yep, exactly. So January has the most views, and then February and March will have, I think, the second and third most views of the year for people coming online and looking. So there's a lot of opportunity in the next couple months here for us to really fill that pipeline and make money for the teams that we're on and for ourselves.
Yeah, that's I think that's all some really great feedback. Like I said, Pete, great job. You know, Jim, what are our key takeaways, you know, from this call and from for talking and facing that Just Curious objective?
Yeah, I think the big thing is don't get discouraged by Just Curious. It's people just, it's their natural guard, right? It's their natural tendency. If they're getting a call from someone they don't know, they're not going to want to do business. So really just dig deeper in it. You know, why are you curious? What's making you curious? And then going down that rabbit hole, because I think the statistics Eric showed me one time was it was like 33% of people that sign up online end up purchasing within the next 2 to 3 years. That's a lot more opportunities than people are converting at. So Just Curious is Just Curious for right now, but it doesn't mean they're not going to buy a house in 3 months. And if they're going to buy a house in 3 months, it might as well be with your team. So with that, I don't really have too much else. Cody, what else do you got?
Last call for anything for the good of the order, guys.
The cackling in the background is my wife. Hopefully it will not be something that happens a lot on Lead Geeks, but I cannot.
That's awesome.
Ryan, Eric, you got anything?
Nope, that's it.
I'm good, brother.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, on behalf on all of us Lead Geeks from Fargo all the way to Seattle, thank you for tuning in. We're going to try and do these more regularly moving into our daily role play. Leave your comments down below. Let us know what you think and let me know what you want to hear about. Otherwise, we're the Lead Geeks signing out.